Hello. Oh, I've got 4 people on. I was a bit worried then because, well, I can still chat away to no one, but that's good. Good morning, and I'm sorry about yesterday. I forgot to remind you last week. Completely forgot to remind you last week about that I had a class yesterday morning. So I hope you saw my update, and I hope you're okay. And it's the last one of Sandra. Would you message me, because I think I owe you some ink pads and I've not sent them to you. So I've got them here, but would you just remind me of the colours, so I can make sure I've got the right ones? And thank you for that lovely parcel you sent me. And Anne H, thank you for your lovely card as well, and those little plastic wallets to put my bits in. They arrived yesterday, but I had my niece Molly all day yesterday, so I forgot. It was a bit full on yesterday. So yes, it's rather busy at the minute because the autumn winter catalogue goes live next Tuesday. I need to get those out in the post. They'll probably go out Friday, maybe tomorrow. It is on my jobs list. So yeah, look out. If you've shopped with me in the last 6 months, look out for one of those in the letterbox tomorrow. No, early next week, because they go live on Tuesday. But it's not just the autumn winter catalogue. There's also some Christmas online exclusives as well. So yes, and I need to just get making Christmas stuff, but I just don't seem to have. Well, I've got, I said this last week, I think I've got a quieter week this week, but I've got nothing on all weekend. So yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but I've had quite a bit of a haircut, and it's not as nice today as it was when I had it done last weekend, the end of last week, Friday, I think, because my friend did these nice curls for me, and now it's like au naturel waves. But I had quite a bit chopped off. I said, oh, I think I just need a couple of inches off, and she said, I thought you wanted a restyle. So I think I ended up having about maybe 4 inches off. It was getting a bit long. It was like down here. So yeah, it's a little bit, I've just let it dry naturally, and it's a little bit beach wavy today. I can still tie it back, but yeah, just getting used to it again. But it was getting a bit too long, I felt. And Betty, you'll be pleased to know I've had some chopped off. And when I went to see Betty, she said, oh, look at all your long hair. I do prefer you with short hair. So you didn't make me have it cut off, Betty, but your comment was ringing in my ears. No, I'm joking. No, it did need doing, because it was getting on my nerves a bit. But yeah, so hopefully it's a bit easy to manage. But thank you, Debbie, for your comment. So I did a Stampin' Up craft class last Saturday, first time in a while. So I had 5 lovely ladies who made the cocktail cards with me that my coffee and card online peeps made a few weeks ago. So that was lovely to do Stampin' Up crafts in my new place. And obviously I am doing lots of other things in there, and I've had to prioritize the kids stuff because of the school holidays. I've now finished. That was my last kids school holiday class. I had to prioritize that. I can't, unfortunately, just do Stampin' Up stuff at the studio. It just won't pay the rent just to do card making and scrapbooking. So I'm having to do lots of other things like glass paint and sips and Lego club and parties and all the kids stuff, which is what's probably been the most popular. But that's what I've focused on. So if you're a bit fed up, because I'm conscious of this, of my Instagram or my Facebook not having as much Stampin' Up stuff on it, I'm sorry, just scroll on by. But I've obviously had to get the message out there. But I will be putting more stuff on, especially the Christmas stuff now. So yeah, I think that's all. Apart from this week, I've got mystery boxes on. So I do need to put another post on about that until the end of this month. So when you spend £50 or more, you get a mystery box that'll be sent out to you. So thank you to, I think I've sold maybe 4. Thank you to the lovelies who've placed an order to qualify for that. I will be sorting that out next week. Luckily, the post office is now like a 1-minute walk away from, well, maybe not even 1 minute. Maybe I should time it and do a little Instagram reel. That'd be quite, well, I think it'd be fun, but it'd probably be a bit boring for anyone else. But yeah, I might time that and see just how long it takes. So I'm full on Halloween projects now for my studio. I'm not massive into Halloween, but I know it's popular, so I've got to go with it. So yesterday I was painting a paper mache pumpkin to advertise my classes. Oh, Sandra, we've just used acrylic paint. I got a few sets from TK Maxx that had different colour tubes. So yeah, the key is wipe the candles down with an alcohol wipe to get rid of any residue. So yeah, people enjoyed that last week. I had 6 people for that last week. But I'm in tonight. So Wednesday's normally my class night, but then I'm trying to give myself 1 Wednesday off a month and like 1 Saturday off a month to be at home. So that's this Saturday, and it's this well, I was going to do a team night tonight, but I didn't really get any bookings. So then I got 1 person who said they wanted to come, but they're coming to another one, so that's fine. So yeah. So yes, all good in the hood, and just enjoying it at the minute, although the admin is relentless. I've now taken up a new online piece of software for my kids' bookings, so going forward that will be a lot easier, which is great. So yeah, should we do some crafting? Shall I turn the camera around and stop gassing? Okay, hopefully you can hear me there. Hopefully you can hear me. Yep, I could hear myself then, just a little tester. Okay, it's week 5. I've not even mentioned the next round of coffee and card. It starts on 16th of September. It's on my jobs list to make all the cards this weekend. I decided to think I'm going to bring everything down to the kitchen table and all my Christmas new stuff and just have a blitz and have the tunes on, and Craig can be sat downstairs as well, and we can, it's not like I'll be trapped up here. Does anyone else do that instead of hiding away in your craft room? I just think then it's a little bit more sociable. So yeah, so I've only had about 3 or 4 bookings for that, so it will be round 50. So I need to share that more because we need to celebrate round 50. Let me lower that camera whilst I remember. And this is week 5, and Anne, who just has the stamps and not the washi, you'll be pleased to know there's a little bit of stamping today. So we're fresh freezing it today. And in your pack, you should have your white card base, a piece of fresh freesia card, a large stitched circle, and then a little banner. These are from the Stylish Shapes. Always my favourite. Hey Kay, I've not said hey. Hey Sandra, hey Debbie, hey Anne, hey everyone. That's it. I've got 7 on. If you're watching on replay, I'd love you to leave me a comment on YouTube. That would be very much appreciated. Right, so what we're going to do first is we're going to stamp a background. Now, if you didn't get the stamps, then I would suggest, it does look a little bit too plain if you leave it plain. So, a little bit too plain if you leave it plain. I would suggest you grab an embossing folder and
let's have a little bit of embossing action. So we need quite a large block for this. And this stamp, if you're fancying getting it, it does all the images that fit in the die. So they're the same images as the washi tape. So I'm giving that a generous ink in there. And what I'm going to do, now this isn't really designed to do backgrounds. This is just my disclaimer, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and cover a lot of it like that on an angle. Rather than doing it straight up, I don't think it will look as good. And then what you can do is you can just ink up a portion of it and then angle it to be like there, like that, yeah. And then maybe ink up another part of it here, like that. Got a sticky bit here on my desk. And then there's just a final little bit up there. Do you know what? I'm going to sneak that rose in. That's my favourite. There we go. So that's just a little bit of advice. If you do have the stamp, I wouldn't stamp it vertically and just do a strip down. I think it would look a bit weird. So I would do it on an angle. I mean, it's up to you. I just think it might look a bit too uniformed, you know? You know what I'm trying to say? Oh, you bought two and you kept one whole and you've cut one to bits. Anne's been doing, that's a really good idea. And people could use their stamping rewards for that. I hope people, yeah, I'd love to know. I know that, Sandra, I think you popped an order in and I think you use some of your rewards towards it. How are you finding it? Are you finding it easy to keep a track? It tells you when you go in, it tells you what you've got in the pot, and you can either save that up for up to a year, or you can, you know, if you want to save it up and get something big, then you can get something big later on, and then, you know, use those points. So do let me know. Do let me know what you think. Okay, now I definitely want to use purple flowers today because it's Fresh Freeze Your Background, and I know that I probably don't have enough, and I want that rose. Yeah, so I'm going to cut some more out, and then if I do that, I should have enough for next week. Okay, now if you're cutting out, you need to have your cardstock to about probably just over 8 centimeters wide. Oh, hey Rebecca. Anne likes to see the balance going up. So whilst I'm crafting, so Anne, are you going to save it up for something big? You just use them every time, Sandra, and that's fine. And obviously when you use them again, if you spend more than what you've got in your pot, you get some more next time, which is pretty cool. Mucked up there. Right, let's. I always forget to bring The best thing is to do this is to have a credit card. Oh. I think this is making it worse. Just using an embossing folder that was lying around. Right, let me grab some scissors. Okay, so that's stuck on. That's Anne's idea. So you're going to save it up for a big money item. Well, I know what I'd be saving mine up for if I didn't already have them. I'd be saving it up towards those big letters because I just think they're fabulous. And we're using them next week, and I've cut you 2 out. Oh, it's warm again today. It's really close. Okay, so let me grab my machine. And of course, this is, if you're looking to get a new machine, you could save up towards that. Oops. I'm trying not to put my head in the camera screen. Even though I have had my roots done. Rain is due this afternoon. Oh, I've been on a bit of a washing frenzy, so I might have to do some more. And then get it out and pegged out. So a piece of advice, because this has happened when I've been doing events with this, I say to my customers, when they're over at the cutting table, take it off on the plate, take it back to your workstation, because they all drop out. Okay, so that's what we've done when we've oh, I've absolutely made a dog's ear of that. Dog's dinner, pig's ear, dog's ear. I thought it'd move, but never mind. Never mind. Some of them are a bit off. Okay, but my favourite one's all right, so that's fine. So I've decided I'm going to use that one. That's covered in lines, but I might use that one. That's a bit smaller. So I'm going to use those two. We're just going to make a little display across, okay, that sort of sits on that greeting, yeah? So I'm going to stamp congratulations. Oh, do you know what? Oh, that's... Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to stamp with love. With love, how Yorkshire did that sound. Because it's a nice one. And it doesn't have to be for anything in particular. And I'm going to use basic grey. Practice first. Oh, it's pouring in Ireland, Northern Ireland. Right, so, oh, it's bad this. Everything I need is not here. I took all the stuff to my class and it's still in the bags. There we go. So I'm actually going to glue this on here first. Yeah, and I love it with that background. I love that rose there. Because when I did this first time, you couldn't see any of the roses, and you can see two here now. So it's about an inch down from the bottom. Oh, there's a cool breeze coming in my window, and it's absolutely beautiful. So about an inch down. So it's not in the middle. It's about a third. Okay, so we'll glue that on there first, and then we know it's good. And then what I'm going to do is, this is going to sit about a centimetre up from the bottom. But I'm just going to put glue on the bottom part. So it will stick it down, but it will allow me to slide any, if I want to pop any of the flowers in under it, it will allow me just to sort of slide them in, because the glue's not at the top. So I'm going to position like that. Do you see what I mean? So I'm going to position them. Make sure I'm happy. And you could use some gems if you've got some left. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do. I might let that stick out a little more. And then we'll just glue them down. Okay, so it looks a bit bare. So I'm going to add one here. There's also a tiny purple one. So I think I'm going to add that one just here. And I might have it actually going over there. That's fine. And you could pop a couple of, that one's a little bit lower down than my original, so it might look nice with a couple of the gems above. Got some here. There we go. There we go. Nice, easy, quick, stylish card. Nice for a wedding. This could be with love, could be sympathy card. If you used the other flowers, then if you do a strawberry slush background, that'd be a lot brighter. Lovely birthday card if you wanted to use a different greeting. So I'm going to pop these in my stamp set, and I'll pop that in because we can use that again. I'm not cleaning my stamp, but let's just pop that in there. So there's a few things I need to tell you about that I didn't do at the beginning, and I've not had a chance to post about it. And you might, if you follow Stampin' Up demonstrators on socials, then you may have seen it. But from November, I think it is, Stampin' Up are changing the packaging, and the stamp cases won't be in like DVDs anymore. They'll be in like thick wallets, and so will the dies, but the dies will have the images on the side of the wallets too. And Stampin' Up are getting rid of red rubber. Now, I will be honest, I don't believe many of my stamps anymore that I have are red rubber. I can see 2 or 3 from where I'm looking, but the reason for this is we're offering less red rubber because you can't see where you're positioning. So if something needs to be put in a specific place, it will come in photopolymer. It's cheaper, it's a photopolymer. But the reason behind getting rid of the red rubber is because some of the raw materials that you get for the red rubber are no longer available. It's to do with availability of materials. So that's some of the news. So that's changing. The packaging is changing. And also we won't be having the Stampin' Right markers anymore, because these were designed, these don't sell well at all. The blends sell well for colouring in, but people, including myself, don't use these. I mean, this one will be staying, I think, because this is a black one. It's like the journaling one. But these are designed, these aren't for colouring in because they don't blend. But what you can do is with these, you can colour on the red rubber. So if you had a tree that was on red rubber and it was like a big oak tree, like that Lovely as a Tree stamp that was out for ages and ages, you could colour the stamp with green pen and the trunk with a brown pen, and you could breathe on it, warm the ink up again, and then stamp with these pens. Now, we're advised not to do that on photopolymer because it didn't work as effectively and things like that. So they're sort of, with the red rubber going, they're a bit sort of they're not needed as much, and they're a bit of a non-seller. So I remember, and the key when I thought about this, that they were going, I think it was the last join offer, or it was celebration join offer, where you could get a full pack of them free, I think, or maybe 2 packs. And I thought, yes, that was a bit of a telltale sign for me. Kay will miss them because she uses them a lot. I barely use them. I use them to write things more than anything else, but not much. So yes, so there's changes happening. I've seen some very, very negative things on people's Facebook pages, which has troubled me, because it's not demonstrators' fault, not that anyone's fault, but if Stampin' Up make business decisions, it's not our fault as demonstrators. So I did see a lot of negativity on other demos pages, which is totally not necessary. At the end of the day, it's craft stuff. It's not life-saving, things, is it? Let's put our energies into other things in life that are more important. So that did trouble me a little bit, and I felt bad for some of these demos, which has put me off from posting anything about it, I'll be honest. But I don't sometimes think that these people who are happy to say things behind the keyboard, they don't realise the impact it has, that these aren't Stampin' Up's pages, these are individual people's pages and things. But I'm not making a big song and dance about it, I'm just saying. But yeah, they will be on the last chance list. Oh yeah, they're on the last chance list. But yeah, but again, they're on there until they go. So I think they'll be around for a good while. But yes, so I think that's all from me. I will be back next week, but I've got to go, and I've got catalogues to send. I've got Christmas cards to make, all sorts of stuff to do. So I will be back on Tuesday morning, which will be the new catalogue day. So and there'll be some new kits coming out, and there's a really, really lovely kit for World Card Making Day. And again, I would share info about that, but they've not told us the price of it, so I can't do an event around that when they've not told me a price. So I can't really guess how much it's going to be. And yeah, so I want to do a World Card Making event, and I think it's going to be great. But yeah, there we go. Right, guys, I will see you next week. Have a wonderful week, and thanks for joining me and for the chats. See you soon.